Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
I've got nothing to say.
Maybe this will change your mind.
And that's?
Anna's diary. Let me read you a part that I find very interesting. Dear Diary, today's the day of the ceremony, and I'm a little nervous about it. Any idea what this ceremony is?
No idea.
Okay. What about these then? He doesn't let anything slip. I'm really worried about Becky. Delivery man Q won't be able to protect Becky. Your name twice. An unnamed he, and then this delivery man Q. You don't want to talk? Or are you too scared to talk?
Stupid cops. Just leave me alone.
Zach, this is a problem. How can we get her to open up? Maybe we should start with the easy one and look into delivery man Q. Zach, look at this red powder. This must be what delivery man Q was transporting. I found this in your bike. What is it, Quint?
It's just health food.
Health food.
That's right. Grounded like coffee beans, made from the seeds of a plant. Totally legal. Alright?
So why was it in the tank of your bike?
I couldn't find anywhere else to keep it while I was riding. I just forgot that it was in there. You know, riding along and you suddenly get hungry? Or maybe you find someone on the road who really needs food.
Can't you give me an honest answer?
I'm telling you the truth.
Very well. If you must persist in lying. You won't mind if I take this and get it looked at, will you?
Hold on.
You said it was totally legal, right? Then there's nothing to worry about. Am I wrong about this?
No, it's nothing. Just do what you want. Go ahead, just take it.
Where'd you get that?
Quint's trailer. He's delivery man Q, isn't he? You don't have to hide it any longer. I'm on your side. Will you tell me everything you know?
Yes, he's delivery man Q. But he's got nothing to do with Anna's death. So please just leave him alone, okay? I beg you.
That all depends on what else you can tell me, Becky. His being delivery man Q doesn't prove he had nothing to do with Anna's murder. Is there any way to get him to make a statement about this?
Okay. Just wait here. Give this to Quint and tell him I can't accept it. That's all I can do. Don't ask me for anything more. You'll get us both killed.
Zach, I was hoping we'd get a little bit more out of her, but that's okay. We'll get more when we hand over the ring. Let's go give Mr. Delivery Man Q a visit and see what happens. If you don't mind me asking, where is he now?
This is all ancient history. The woods, the pure little girl, my respect for my father.
This call this a painting? A bit primitive, with poor composition. Hardly the work of a master. But strangely, though, it powerfully exudes a soft, warm feeling. On the back it says, Guardian of the Art Gallery, in fresh strokes. So someone added that recently. Guardian of the Art Gallery. Wouldn't that be Diane? And why is this painting here? I'd like to ask you about this painting.
And why do you have this painting?
I found it in the gallery, and it struck me as a little strange. Anything, even the smallest thing, can help me with the investigation.
I truly doubt this painting would have anything to do with your investigation.
On the back it says, Guardian of the Art Gallery. That's you, right?
You're wrong, Agent York. That is me in the painting, but the Guardian of the Art Gallery that it refers to is not me.
This was drawn by my father. He certainly wasn't a talented artist, but I was so happy when he gave me this painting. I used to love this painting so much. I wanted to hang it by the entrance of the gallery so everyone would see it. That way this painting would, in a sense, guard the gallery.
But it was locked up in a small room. Not a nice way to treat the Guardian. No, that'll be it. Apologies for prying and for bringing out this painting.
It's okay. It's nice to be able to talk about the past every so often. Here, take this. It's a small gift.
Zach, they say you have to look at the big picture. That was a painting of a little girl that was locked up in a gallery filled with paintings of trees. She'd be Alice if this was Wonderland. Carol.
Wait. Around here. Did you see...
See what?
Oh, nothing. Just forget it.
Zach, I wonder what she was looking for here. Is this your picture?
Yeah, it is. So what? I thought I lost it somewhere.
Isaac and Isaiah picked it up. They found it here.
Really? Then I'll have to thank them for finding it.
So this is you and Anna?
What makes you think that?
You've come all the way out here almost every day when it's not raining. You wouldn't do that just to look for a photo of someone else.
Impressive. Is that what you want me to say? And you're right. That's me and Anna in the picture. Silly, isn't it? It's so blurry you can't really tell who's in it.
So who took the picture?
Anna did. She wanted a picture of us both together. I didn't really want one. So she pointed the camera at us by herself while I was moving around. And that's what happens when you try to take a picture like that. She was always so silly and happy. She took so many pictures. She always printed a load of them and gave them to everyone. Everyone just threw them away.
So what about this one?
You don't make copies of the blurry pictures, do you? We weren't even that close. But I couldn't throw this one away.
I see. One last thing, then. Where was this picture taken?
Where? Nowhere special. Anna's room.
Okay. Thank you, Carol. Try not to lose your stuff anymore.
I'll give you this as a thank you gift for getting my picture back. I don't want you thinking I owe you anything.
Zach, did you hear that? Why would she say nowhere special? She's trying to hide the fact that it was indeed a very special place. George, do you work out every day?
Of course, Agent Morgan. Exercise keeps me healthy. I haven't missed a day since I started in high school.
Now that's impressive. Remind me to get more exercise, Zach.
But I can't do my full routine today without Arnold. I haven't seen Arnold around since yesterday.
Arnold.
He's a training buddy of mine. His partner Sylvester misses him too. If you see Arnold around, let me know, will ya? Can't finish my workout menu without him.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for him. Zach, there's a name written on this dumbbell. Arnold. I haven't met anyone by that name yet. Could it be the owner of this dumbbell? What do you think, Zach? George, I found Arnold.
Really?
He was a bit hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
Oh, Arnold. Well done, Agent Morgan. Now I can work out using my normal workout menu.
Good to hear that.
Huh? Here's a little something to show you my appreciation. So that makes us even. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. No changes to how we work together. Just bear that in mind.
Zach, you need some friends who aren't so dumb. George, which do you prefer, mustard or hot sauce?
You didn't come all the way to my house just to ask me that. You don't have other things you should be doing?
Of course I do. But I'm interested in you right now.
Interested? Agent Morgan, look, my mother is sick. If it's not urgent, I'd rather we did this later.
Is she very ill?
Well, I have to say, it doesn't look good.
I'm sorry to hear that. Anything I can do?
No, this is a private matter. I can't ask for your help.
You know, back in D.C., people always came to me for personal advice. I'm here to help you if you let me.
There's no need for that, Agent Morgan. Please. You need to
abide by the rules, right? Okay, I get it. I didn't mean to invade into your private matters.
Oh.
George, I just thought you could use a friend who wasn't a dumbbell.
Back when I was a kid, my mother really liked this flower.
Flower?
Yes. Small flower. No name. It grows somewhere here in Greenvale, although I must admit I've never seen it actually growing anywhere. I think it would make my mother happy if you could get her that flower.
George, that's good. Great idea. Every woman likes to receive flowers. You know all about that, right, Zach?
In any case, this is a personal matter. Make sure it doesn't interfere with the investigation.
Of course not, George. But I'm going to find that flower for you. I'll call it the Nameless flower. Pretty poetic, if I do say so myself. Let's find one and make George's mother happy. George, here it is. The Nameless flower.
Agent Morgan.
No need to thank me. I did this on my own, during my private hours. Tell your mother I hope she gets well soon.
Yeah, I'll do that. This'll make her feel at least a little better.
I sure hope so. I really do.
Take this. It's an emergency police radio. If you're ever in trouble, use it, and I'll be right there.
Thank you, George.
Now, Agent Morgan, don't take this the wrong way. It's not an emotional thank you gift for helping me with my mother. I'm giving you this so we can do our jobs more smoothly, that's all.
So, how's the chemistry experiment coming along?
An experiment? I'm doing my best to learn how to cook better, thank you very much.
Sorry if I touched a nerve. I just couldn't resist it.
Well, anyways, how about trying a taste for me then?
You mean a taste of this?
Well, I think it came out pretty good. But I want to hear other people's opinions so I can improve my cooking. So come on, please.
This is shocking, Zach. She's serious.
So, what do you think? Come on, tell me.
It isn't entirely inedible. What's the best way of saying that then, Zach? Ah, of course. It tastes like a nice try. Emily, no need to get so depressed. This dish just needs one more ingredient. You need a certain fermented dairy product, and this will be perfect.
A dairy product? What?
If we get the chance, Zach and I will bring it to you. Then we can mix it in, and I'll try it again, okay? What do you say?
Thank you, Agent York. I won't get my hopes up too high, but I'll be here.
Emily, the answer is cheese.
Cheese? This does taste good. Like something Thomas made.
I agree it's good, but this isn't in the same league with Thomas's cooking. His cooking is so precise, so delicate. I'm looking for an example here. It's like listening to classical music during tea time on a holiday afternoon. This, however, is far more wild and running free. The two are opposite poles, really. Making yours, like... Anyway, both are edible, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
Enough. But how did you know the cheese was the answer?
I was looking at the ingredients, and it hit me. Milk, macaroni, flour, butter. You were trying to make macaroni and cheese, right?
Macaroni and cheese? Of course not. It's Italian beef stew.
Zach, have you ever heard of a beef stew with no beef in it? I certainly haven't. At least not until today.
Agent York. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but I'm glad I managed to make something edible. Here's a little something to say thank you for your help.
Hey, Emily. Something smells good.
Really? I'm trying to make a meatloaf this time.
A meatloaf, huh? Nice. That's a basic dish for every household.
Yep, my mother cooked it pretty often too. Would you like to give it a taste?
Again? Well, I can...
Don't worry, I've done the poison testing already, and I made something pretty tasty last time, didn't I?
Emily, maybe we should do this another time.
So, how's it taste?
Emily, I have to admit this one is hard to comment on. One can insert it into their mouth, that much is certain. But I'm not sure if the human digestive system can handle this and digest it. Oh, come now, Emily, no need to get depressed. It's just like last time. We just need to identify the missing ingredient, and that might turn today's cooking into a tasty dish.
So, what is it this time?
I'm thinking a vegetable. One that becomes sweeter when heated.
A sweet vegetable? I have no idea.
Then Zach and I will bring it to you like last time.
Okay, I'll keep trying by myself, too.
Emily, the answer is onion.
Onion? The meatloaf is finished.
And it tastes good, too.
It really is good, isn't it? Probably good enough to sell.
Emily, this certainly tastes good. But if I were you, I wouldn't quit my job to become a cook just yet. It'll be a tough career move.
You think so? I'd like to get other people's opinions, too.
I can't recommend that. I'm trying to be polite about this, you know.
Then you should stick to being polite until we finish eating. I can't believe you're the only person I have to eat this fine meal with.
Zach, we search for ingredients for her, and we help her with her cooking. We even went as far as to praise the taste. And yet she still gets angry. Are all women this way? Do they all just snap like this? Either way, I can't figure her out.
Agent York, I'm sorry if I got a little emotional on you. But I'm glad I was able to make a good meal today. I know this isn't much, but please, I want you to have it. It's still not right.
You've certainly gone to town this time, haven't you?
There's something I really want to cook, but I can't remember what it is.
You can't remember? It's something you want to cook, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's something my father made for me once, a long time ago. My mother was sick, so he had to cook. That was the only time he cooked. I remember how it tasted, and I wanted to make the same dish, but no luck. I also remember what it looked like, but I have no idea what was in it.
And you still decided that you'd give it a try anyways. Amazing. Most people would give up without even trying, Emily.
Do you have a problem with this? Okay, so I was nostalgic and emotional, but I wanted to give it a try.
I'm sorry. I need to watch my mouth. Who am I to comment on your private issues? I'll make up for it by helping you look for the right ingredients.
You will?
Yes, of course. This will make a nice break from the investigation for me. Now then, what kind of dish was it?
Various different ingredients placed on top of an English muffin, with some kind of sauce on top. A yellow sauce. He learned it from a diner close to where he worked in New York.
So a New York-style yellow sauce. Do you remember anything else?
Well, there were two things on the muffins. Something chewy and salty, and something soft with two colors.
Okay then, Emily, I think I know what you're talking about. I'll go and look for the ingredients. You try to remember some more.
Sounds like a plan.
Well then, let's try to recreate this taste from her past. What do you say, Zach? Emily, here's one.
This is definitely right. We're getting closer to how it tasted.
Great.
A yellow sauce and something chewy and salty.
Emily, here's another one.
This is great. Now this is getting close. One more step and we'll be there. Only one more ingredient. Something salty and chewy. He cut it with a knife before cooking it, so it must be meat or a fish.
Emily, here's another one.
This is it! That's exactly what it tasted like.
Eggs Benedict.
Huh.
The name of this dish. It's a popular breakfast dish in Louisiana. Your father was quite a chef then.
What do you mean?
This is much harder to make than it looks, Emily. You have to bring it to the table with all the ingredients at the same temperature. And that requires preparation, timing, and skill. You'd have to be pretty good at these three things to make a really good Eggs Benedict.
Really? I never thought of him as a skilled cook. I haven't talked to him for ages. We've been kind of separated. I wonder what he's doing now.
Do you have his number?
I think so. Probably stuck in the old picture album.
Emily, just interrupt me if I'm out of line here, but I'd like to tell you how I like to think about these things. People develop their own personality through interaction with other people. Whether they like it or not, that's how it happens. I don't know anything about the past between you and your father, but the fact is, you enjoyed making something that he cooked for you. He's a big part of your past, which means he's part of you. That's normal, and you have nothing to be ashamed of. So why don't you give him a call?
But I wouldn't know what to say.
We can talk about this recipe. That'll be a good place to start.
Thank you, York. I'll give him a call after you leave. I don't want you standing over my shoulder for this.
Okay, good.
Here, take this. A gift for helping me with my cooking today. And for everything else.
Thomas, something on your mind?
Actually, Agent York, something has been bothering me recently.
Bothering you? How?
Well, there's this customer who always gives Carol trouble.
Is it affecting business?
He probably doesn't mean to, but, well, yes, to answer your question.
You're an officer of the law. Why don't you just arrest him?
Well, you see, he's not exactly breaking the law. No violence. He hasn't physically attacked her or anything.
I understand, Thomas. If it's bothering you, then I'll take care of it.
What? Aren't you busy with the investigation, Agent York?
That won't be a problem. So tell me about this unwanted customer.
Well, he isn't here right now. He usually comes in after 2100.
I'll take a look in from time to time. Hey, Jack. You're in a good mood tonight.
I've got nothing to say to the cops.
I'm glad to see you haven't changed one bit since our last conversation. I take it you have a thing for Carol.
Now that's no business of yours, is it?
It is if you're disturbing the peace here and obstructing business.
So what are you gonna do about it?
Tell me, Jack, what makes you so hot for Carol?
Huh? Ah, she's hot. A total babe. She's hotter than anyone I know.
More than anyone you know?
Oh yeah, baby. She's number one. That's why I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, Jack,
She don't know what I do outside the house. It's none of her business.
I see. So you wouldn't mind if I play the tape of this conversation back to her?
Huh?
My job requires me to record every conversation that I have. But your wife won't mind, will she? Even though she isn't number one?
You dirties!
You want to make a deal?
I'll give you a deal if you come by the stand.
I almost had a heart attack. What were you going to do if things turned ugly?
The odds were against him, Thomas. We wouldn't lose in a 2-versus-1 fight in a bar.
2 against 1? You mean you were counting me? You must be kidding.
I'm joking, Thomas. I've never seen a situation like that actually turn into a barroom brawl.
I find that hard to believe. FBI agents must be really good at handling situations like that. It's amazing you guys really record every single conversation you have.
What are you talking about, Thomas? I don't carry around a recording device.
Really? But you said... You mean you were just bluffing? Well, I'm still impressed by your FBI tactics. You've done us a big favor. It isn't much of a thank you gift, but please, take this.
Zach, wasn't that fun? Usha, something on your mind?
Oh, Agent. Just the person I wanted to see.
I take it this isn't a chess problem. Is it something a little more serious?
Oh yeah, it's serious. I just can't figure it out.
Now you've snagged my interest. Tell me more then.
It's a question, well, it's more like a riddle that Fiona gave me. Now, you might want to write this down. It's a little long. Ag silver, Na sodium, Ge germanium, Er erbium, Li lithium, Kr krypton, Ir iridium, Sb antimony, Se selenium, Eu europium, and Sr strontium. The elements love you, Doctor.
What are these? Elements from the periodic table?
Oh, that's right. I thought it was some chemistry problem, but that doesn't seem to be it at all. Please, if you can figure it out, you let me know, okay?
Okay, Usha. I'll give it a shot.
You let me know as soon as you figure it out. Okay, now, read the first letters vertically down. Angel kisses?
You still don't understand?
Of course, angel kisses is Freckles. The answer's Fiona.
In other words, Fiona is in love with you.
Oh, I see.
It's a very cute love letter. Those who have the courage to love have the courage to face rejection. And she is a brave one. Don't you think that's wonderful?
You know, just between you and me, she's been sending me signals like this for over a year.
Then why don't you respond? Is there something else you're interested in?
No, there's no one else. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Fiona, I don't know what to do.
Usha, don't tell me you've...
Yeah, that's right, I've never had a girlfriend before. Please now, don't tell a soul, promise. I won't do your autopsy if you tell.
Usha, that's a fresh, new way of saying something horrible.
Anyway, thank you for figuring this one out for me. Now, I'll handle the rest. Let me give you this to thank you.
Thanks, Usha. This'll help me keep it zipped, all right?
Agent? Now, don't.
Just kidding, Usha. Your secret dies with me. Hopefully in many years' time. Willie. How are you doing, boy?
Hey, Willie, wait! Where are you going?
You got me, Kaysen. Willie just ran off with some bones I was carrying as evidence.
Bones?
I can't really go into the details, but I need them.
York, that's not good. Willie loves bones. He's a dog. And carrying bones around with him is like, well, like throwing a blonde in a bikini into a boy's locker room. It's almost like you were asking for trouble. Sorry, but you're just gonna have to forget about your bones. I better run after him now. I'll see you later.
Forget about them. If I gave up that easily, then I wouldn't be a good federal agent, would I, Zach? We're going to have to search his house, Zach. Let's get back those precious bones. Zach, I'm glad I don't need a warrant to search a doghouse. Looks like we've picked up a little bonus, too. We'll have to give Willie something to make up for this another time.
We saw someone. We really did.
Isaac? Isaiah? What exactly did you see?
Someone in the forest.
Standing under Anna's tree.
Not a goddess.
A little different.
A ghost?
Yeah, maybe it was a ghost.
Ghost? What makes you think that?
We found this on the ground there.
Would a ghost drop this?
Let me see. It's blurry and out of focus. I can make out two people, but not their faces. So that's why they think it was a ghost. But then who was under Anna's tree?
A ghost?
Yeah, maybe it was a ghost.
I'm sorry to tell you that she wasn't a ghost.
You met her?
Who was it?
Do you want to know?
I want to know.
I want to know too.
It was Carol in the forest. I think she wanted to meet the goddess too.
Oh, so it was Carol.
Oh, Carol and Anna were friends.
Does that clear everything up for you?
Yeah, that clears it up. Thank you.
I'm scared of ghosts, but not of Carol. Thank you.
Good.
We'll give you this.
We can give you this.
Children's eyes are always so honest. It makes me wonder about the stuff we lose as we become adults, Zach. Zach, did you see that? Now that fish was huge. You only see something like that in the countryside. I bet I'll need a better rod to reel that monster in. We need to find someone who knows more about fishing here. Can I ask you something?
I have nothing to say if it's about murders, victims, and killers.
No, it's about something else. About fishing.
Fishing?
I saw a behemoth-sized fish in the river. A real whopper.
Did you catch it?
Oh, no. It was far too strong for my line. It ripped the lure right off.
Yeah, just as I thought. No human would be able to catch her, at least not that easily.
You know the fish I'm talking about?
Her name is Tabatha. She's been protecting the peace of the river for many years now.
Tabatha?
She's a special one. Probably some kind of king salmon. A variant or a mix of something. She's been seen in these parts for over a decade now. A normal king salmon would only live about 7 years, of course. And there's no real explanation for it. I think there's a special reason for her existence. You know, like nature trying to warn us about something.
You said that she's kind of like the keeper of the river.
Catching the keeper is every fisherman's dream. You gonna try and catch her?
If I get the chance.
Just hold on a minute, then. I'll lend you this. It's the rod I used when I was younger. Real sturdy piece of work.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if you fight Tabatha with a weak rod, you might end up just getting hurt. If you do manage to haul her out, though, I want to see her, you know. Could you bring her to me?
Of course. Look at all these scars. You've been protecting this river for a long time, haven't you?
I knew this day would come. What do you plan to do with her? I think she'd be lovely smoked.
Yep. Smoking your own catch sounds like the makings of a very tasty appetizer. But even the pair of us could never eat this much smoked salmon, right?
You might regret that later. You're not going to see a fish that big again anytime soon.
Oh, I have no regrets. I capture criminals, not fish.
I bet she was glad, you know. Glad that you're the one who caught her. Just keep the rod. Think of it as your trophy for catching Tabatha.
Hey man, the spot on the map is called Cope's Tunnel. It's one of a couple of places in town where, like, spooky stuff happens. I'll tell you a story, okay man? But, don't go spreading it around. Spirits, they don't like publicity. Back when this place was a lumber kingdom, you know, the rockin' 80s, that tunnel was the main connection from the lumberyard to this town. Every day, huge trailers would like come in and out. Lots of traffic, dude. Of course, some people were like all up in arms. Save our nature, stop pollution, you know. Big business was pushing in here from all over the US of A. Everyone was bickering over the forest. So some of the town people got even more worked up, you know? They started a protest inside the tunnel itself. I guess maybe that was the start of all the bad times.
Bad times?
Oh yeah, man. Rough stuff and heavy times, man. The conservationists and the lumber workers faced off with each other. Neither side was backing down, and that made things worse. Amid all this chaos, there was a man and a woman who got engaged. Problem was that the man was a lumberjack, and the woman, she was a tree hugger. They rarely ever fought, but then, one morning, they had a lover's quarrel. People think that her love of nature clashed with his profession. But we'll never know what they really were fighting about that morning. The man shouted. He called her an idiot. And then he stormed out and went to work. If only he had known, that would be the last word he would ever say to her. When he finished his work for the day, he got in his car and drove home. When he got to the tunnel, he saw lantern lights glowing faintly. Those fools, not again. He just thought they were protesting in the tunnel again. And to scare them a little, he decided to speed up. He probably thought they'd all scatter so he wouldn't hit them. But the lights didn't move. In fact, one came toward him. A second later, there was a thud, and the lantern flew up into the air. He slammed on his brakes, too late, of course. Then, totally freaked, climbed out to see what had happened. I don't need to tell you who he hit, do I? What's more, in her mangled hand, there was a letter to the head of the lumber mill. A peaceful settlement offer. The woman had no other relatives other than the man. And the lumber mill took no responsibility for the accident. It was going out of business anyways.
What happened to the man then?
No one saw him again. Some say he killed himself, or simply just vanished. You know, he might still be in the tunnel, weeping over his lost love. So now, some folks say there's a ghost of a young man that haunts the tunnel. I told you it was called Cope's Tunnel, right? Well, check this out. Some people call it Corpse Tunnel now. You better be careful, Mr. FBI, if you go down there by yourself. Hey man, this map shows a station along the abandoned Extended Lines track. Now that was a busy place back when the lumber trade was big. No one goes near it now, you know. It's like a train graveyard. On top of that, some folks say they've even seen ghosts there. I don't mean one or two ghosts, man. I mean like hundreds. Every now and then, a golden opportunity comes along. Like a chance to leave home for a while and earn a lot of money. There were plenty of them at the end of the 80s. The lumber mill was severely short-handed, so they called in a lot of outside workers. But the place was failing, and indeed it died before most of the poor guys got there. So there was like a load of labor workers that had nowhere to go. No place to work, no way to get back to where they came from. A fair amount of them decided to live on the train they had rode in on. I guess that must have been hard living on a train car that ain't moving.
What kept them in town?
Ah, now, the head of the lumber mill had been lying to them. Wait just a little longer, we'll have work for you soon, you know, that kind of thing. He was just a lying scumbag. No way to rock, man. But lies, they only last so long. With each day that passed, those unemployed guys got more angry. But then, something happened. And the timing for it was incredible. The rail car they were spending the night in just happened to catch fire, with all them inside it.
Incredible timing indeed.
Oh yeah, but the police couldn't find any evidence to pin it on anyone. They didn't have all those gadgets and stuff you guys got now. And the police were annoyed the unemployed guys were causing trouble. Nothing happened to the head of the lumber mill. It made the news as an accident. But the rumor says that a large number of those boys are still living in that train car, unaware that they're dead. You better be careful, Mr. FBI, if you go down there by yourself.
Hey man, that map you just bought. It's the map to get to the Greenvale Central substation.
It's down by the Emerald River, owned by a company named Darius Incorporated. It's there to supply extra power through hydroelectricity. Cool, huh? But it hasn't been used since a certain incident. The name of the victim was Laura, the only daughter of the rich Bartons who lived down by the lake. One weekend morning, the man of the house, Alex, was awoken by the screams of his wife. When she calmed down, she told him that Laura was gone. Alex did his best to calm his hysterical wife and started looking for the girl. There were a lot of possibilities at this point as to what happened. But heading out to the garden, he came across something chilling. His daughter's beloved dog, soaking wet, with one of her shoes in his mouth.
She drowned.
Ah, well, Alex headed for the bathroom next. I would have headed straight for the boathouse myself. Was he confused? Maybe just shaken? He washed his face, his hands, and then he called the police.
So he was worried about something else.
Oh yeah, FBI, you're hot. The police searched the lake for like 10 days, but they didn't find Laura. The search was called off, but some people started to doubt that this was a simple drowning. 31 days after she vanished, Laura showed up in a most unexpected place. There was a massive power outage after a night of rain. Laura's body was the cause. Oh man, it makes me shudder to even think about it. When a worker from the electricity company opened up the water turbine, there she was, inside, mutilated. Having fallen into the lake, the turbine must have sucked her up. The blood vessels in her eyes had burst, and her nails were ripped off. Her hair was all caught in the turbine, too. It must have been a painful way to die, man. And during the autopsy, signs of abuse were found on her body.
That's what the father was worried about.
Of course, that led to the rumors that she took her own life. Lost in a maze of abuse by her parents, she chose to give up living. But in doing so, she brought the truth to light. Kinda creepy though, huh? Sad too. You better be careful, Mr. FBI, if you go down there by yourself. Hey, man.
Keith, what's wrong? You're usually more upbeat.
You really want me to drag you down too, FBI?
Maybe I can pull you back up.
Well, I've lost something, man. My most precious treasure in the whole world. Well, my most precious after my family. My guitar, man. It's gone. Lily said she gave it away. Gave it away! Can you believe that? She says it's my fault for not tidying up the storeroom. I don't get her, man. What kind of logic is that? I didn't tidy up the storeroom, so I have to lose my guitar? You with me, right, FBI? Man to man, you see where I'm coming from.
Your guitar means that much to you.
Oh, my meeting with that fine guitar is what led me onto the path of rock, man. It was back in high school. I made my first visit to Seattle. The world was tired of pop music, and people were crying out for a new sound. It was only a few years before grunge would explode out of Seattle. I met a true rocker there, man. He had the sunglasses, a biker jacket, and the long hair. Man, he even had a bandana. I mean, he was behind the times by then, but nevertheless, the pure white guitar on his back hypnotized all who passed him. In the midst of everyone wanting something new, I glimpsed a tradition that had to continue. That's right,
It's called rockabilly. You dig me, right, man? The world can't be built solely on new things. I couldn't help myself. I approached him and opened my mouth. I told him what I was feeling, FBI, right there on the street. I don't remember the words I used now. It was like a dream. But it sparked something inside me. I can tell you that. Our shared love of music allowed us to talk like old friends. Before I knew it, I'd been hanging out with this guy for 3 days. When I finally had to go home, what do you know? He gave me that guitar, man. He said that the soul of rock should be passed on to the next generation. That is how the legendary guitar Grekach came into my hands. Well, thanks for listening anyway, FBI. It means a lot to me. Hey, bro! Hey! Oh, baby! Where did you find it?
Lily gave it to me, as a reward for cleaning up the storage room.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm happy to see it with you. Treat it well. I'll just do the manly thing and, forget about it.
Come on now, Keith. I can't play it myself. Instruments exist to be played, not to become an ornament. What am I going to do with it? Use it as a weapon? That's not what it's for. You're the owner of this guitar. You should have it.
Bro!
Your story relit the burnt-out fire of rock in my soul.
FBI, you're all right. Hey, just hold on a moment. Take this then, in exchange. It's a gold card, our super discount card. There's no markup on anything we sell you if you use this. This, in a way, means I'd work for no pay for you, man.
Are you sure?
Of course, we're buddies, man. Yeah.
You always look like a busybody. Is the job working you that hard?
It's not so bad, hon. I've gotten used to it now, really. You seem to be taking it easy.
Sometimes it's important to take a laid-back approach. Pressing forward too quickly can be a recipe for disaster.
You're being silly. Oh yeah. Hon, if you have time on your hands, can I ask you a favor?
Such as?
Nothing major. It's just our storage room is a total mess. Keith just makes it worse every time he tries to clean it up. And I can't move the heavy boxes in there. I used to ask my father to help us out, but... well, he's not that young anymore. Of course I'll give you something in return. If you tidy the place up, I'll give you this.
What's that?
A bronze card. It's a discount card for the milk barn. You'll be able to buy things cheaper with this. I think it'll help you lower your investigation expenses.
So you're saying that helping you out will ultimately help the investigation. Zach, what do you think? I don't mind if you want to help her.
Thank you, hon. The storage room is this way. Thank you, hon. You've been a big help. You're a real hero.
A hero?
You just can't leave those who need help alone, can you? I can tell you know, hun. You're that kind of guy. Anyway, here's your reward, hun. You've earned it. We'll give you a discount from your next purchase.
Thank you, Lily. We'd better be careful not to get carried away and overspend, Zach.
Agent York, you're a good person. My father doesn't seem to appreciate you yet, but I do.
And I'm sure Keith and the boys feel the same. Come by anytime, okay?
Hi, Agent York. Do you have a moment or two?
Well, maybe just one if you need something. What's up?
Actually, I've got another favor to ask you.
What kind of favor?
We don't have room in our storage for the new shipments that came in today. I know you just tidied it up, but I was wondering if you could help again. Of course I'll reward you again. This time with our silver card.
How is this different from the last one?
You get a bigger discount than the bronze card. That means even more savings.
I see. That sounds like a fair deal. What do you think, Zach?
Thank you, hon. The storage room is this way.
Good work, Agent York. I knew I could count on you.
Oh, it wasn't that difficult.
We were taught in school that the police are there to help the people. It turns out they were right. Here's your reward, then. I'll exchange your bronze card for a silver card. There aren't that many people in this town that have one of those. It's a pretty rare item to have.
So it's a real treasure. I'll be sure to keep it safe then.
You should use it to buy a gift for that special someone. We'll give you a big discount.
Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to give such a gift to.
Really? Come on. Well, anyway, be sure to come by again.
Agent York, just the person I wanted to see.
Oh, really?
It's about our storage room again. Hun, it's a mess. But this time, the mess was caused by Keith. Is there any way I could get you to do another favor for me?
Let's get one thing straight, Lily. Just for the record, I didn't come here to organize your storage room. I came to solve a murder case. You understand the difference?
Yes, of course. But still, you're a hero who can't ignore civilians in trouble, right?
I'm just an FBI agent.
Which makes you a hero. Please, this will be the last time. Would you help me out? I'll give you this key as a reward.
Is it related to the investigation?
Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you once you've finished.
Zach, she's a tough negotiator. I guess that comes from dealing with her husband and the twins.
Thank you, hun. The storage room is this way.
Agent York, thank you for this. Here's your reward, the key.
And what does this key open?
It's the key to the closet in our garage.
Closet?
Yes, and there's something in there that's really valuable to Keith. He says it's the most important thing in his life, second only to his family. I don't really see it in the same light. There are lots of other things in there too, and you can help yourself.
Which means this wasn't related to the investigation after all?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trick you. I just couldn't think of another way to get you to help.
You're quite a woman, Lily. Only you would be able to get me to clean up that storage room 3 times. But it's a good thing. Helping people out feels good, after all. And we FBI special agents are all living and breathing heroes. Right, Zach?
Thank you, Agent York. Don't let this stop you from coming by, will you? Keith and I both enjoy your company.
Don't worry about that, Lily. I'll be back. So this is Keith's most important possession, second only to his family. Makes sense, I guess. Greco charm. Looks like quite a sturdy instrument. I hope Keith won't mind me using this in a more violent way.
Zach, you don't feel like leaving this town yet, do you?
You're right. Something's making me want to stay a bit longer.
Well, since you gave me a visit, why don't we play a little game?
A game?
A simple game. You don't have to go anywhere. I'll ask you multiple choice questions about Greenvale, that's all. Would you like to give it a try?
Sounds like fun.
Then let me know when you want to get started. All right, then. These questions are about Greenvale. Are you ready? First question. Well
this next one. Second question. Impressive. But can you answer this one correctly? Third question.
Zach, simply astonishing. It's quite difficult to answer these consecutively.
Perhaps it's just a sign that I put too much heart into my work.
Perhaps. But you must control your feelings, your desire to stay.
God, you're right. At this rate, I'll be here forever.
Well then, I shall give you your prize. Here, take this. You can leave this town in our care now, and follow your own path.
What's this? Day 2190. It's my 6th year working for Mr. Stewart. On this special day, I have noticed something terrible. I've lost a most precious object. Day 2192. I've looked everywhere, but I still cannot find it. I cannot discuss this with Mr. Stewart. What should I do? The precious bird carving that he gave me. Where did I put it? Day 2193. I have searched inside and outside. Even in the car. I've looked for it at night so Mr. Stewart wouldn't find out. But I cannot find it anywhere. Maybe I should just give up.
Mr. Francis Zach Morgan, this is...
I'm sorry, Michael. I just had to read your diary.
How very impolite of you. I'm so shocked. I'll stop rhyming for now. Where did you find this?
In the diner, Michael. You were only able to look for it at night, right?
Diner, of course.
It must have meant a lot to you. But why does it have no eyes?
Mr. Francis Zach Morgan, Mr. Stewart gave me this carving the day he adopted me. It was an unfinished carving made by Mr. Stewart himself. When he gave it to me, he said, "When you grow up to be a fine man, as a son I can be proud of, I'll give you the eye parts to this bird, and then you can finish the carving yourself." I'm far from receiving the eye parts if I'm losing the bird itself, and I'm far from being a son that Mr. Stewart can be proud of.
Michael!
Mr. Stewart!
Let me give you these.
These are the eyes for the bird.
Have you forgotten my promise? What a fine son you turned out to be.
But I...
It's okay, Michael. Objects are not important. It's your heart that's important. That's what I wanted to teach you. And you've learned it well. I'm proud of you.
Thanks to Zach and York, we can stop our act now. You and I need to be a team and steer this town in the right direction.
Mr. Stewart.
I had a feeling you would bring the carving back. Thank you.
Amazing. He knew exactly what was going on all along.
Mr. Francis Zach Morgan, you've been very kind to help me, and I appreciate it very much.
No problem. Look after your father, okay? Hey, Nick.
Happy that you got your man? No. I'm not your man. I'm just a suspect.
Nick.
I didn't do it.
Actually, I believe you. But until we catch the real murderer, you're going to remain a prime suspect.
What's gonna happen to me then? Never mind. I'm more worried about Olivia. How's she doing? Come on, say something.
I can't tell you anything.
If that's the case. Could you hand her a letter? Please? Agent...
You don't mind me inspecting it first?
Oh, that's fine.
Only this once, Nick.
Thank you. Thanks. Tell her I'm sorry, will you?
Nick, you need to do that, not me.
What's this?
Nick asked me to give it to you. It's a letter from him to you.
Nick wrote this? For me? Olivia, I'm sorry for all the trouble I am causing you.
I'm writing this letter because I need to tell you some things. First, I'm sorry about meeting with Diane without telling you. My actions were irresponsible and may have caused you to misunderstand. But I swear to God I was not cheating on you, and I didn't kill Diane. That's what I wanted to tell you. As I sit here in this cell, all I can think about is you. Don't worry about keeping the diner open, okay? Try to eat well, too. I had thought that this happiness we had would just go on forever. I've always been grateful to you, but I've never told you, have I? I used to think that putting it into words made it sound cheap. But at times like these, words are all we need. Thank you for everything. Once I get home, I'll make it up to you. Take care of yourself. I love you. Nick.
Agent, could you wait a moment, please? I want to write a reply.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Zach, I hope Nick will feel better by this. It's a letter from Olivia.
From Olivia? What the? I wrote so much. More than I'd ever actually say. A lot more than this. And she writes me only 3 lines back.
Not enough for you?
Oh, no, it's more than enough.
She wrote as much as she could. That's the best she could do right now.
Yeah. 3 powerful lines. I believe in you. I'll wait for you. I'm sorry. I don't agree with the last one, though. I'm the one who has to apologize.
Do you feel a little better now, then? Just wait until the case is finished. I promise this will all come to an end.
Yeah. I know, I believe you. She's believing in me, too. And waiting for me.
Well, I have to be going.
Hold on a minute.
What's this?
The key to the back door of the diner. There's a big bag in the kitchen. I don't know if you could use it, but consider it yours. You'll have to help yourself to it, of course. I can't exactly go with you.
Okay. I'll take this and I'll go check it out. Looks like a return to better things for those two, eh, Zach? Nick was like, if you could use it. But, Zach, this is great. We'll be able to carry more items now, Zach.
Anna, where are you going? Don't leave me. You there. Do you know where Anna is? Anna. My dear Anna.
Zach, let's do this later. I don't think we'll get anything out of her like this. I'd like to ask you some questions about Anna.
Anna. Oh, why did she have to die? She was so happy, so full of life. Anna, she loved that dress in the picture so much. She looked so pretty in it, but now she won't be able to wear it again. Yes, that dress. I can't find that dress anywhere.
That dress?
Her dress. Where is it? Without it, She looked so pretty when she wore it for prom. She was the prettiest girl in town that night. So why did she? Where's that dress? Where?
I don't think we'll get much more out of her like this. Maybe if we find the dress and bring it to her, she'll calm down enough to talk. One would think you'd find a dress in a closet, but there's too many here. We need to find out what kind of dress we're looking for first. Look, Zach. It's a picture taken during her prom night. There are no other pictures of Anna in a dress. This blue dress here, then, must be the one Sally is looking for. She does look like a goddess. Sally was right. She sure is pretty. That smile would make any man turn to butter. Zach, this is it. This is the same dress as the one in the prom picture. Let's take it to Sally.
This is it? The dress! This is Anna's dress! Anna! Oh, Anna! Anna!
Sally, we found the dress. So please tell me more about Anna.
She was such a good girl. She was the most beautiful girl in town, with pretty blonde hair. Everyone around her just loved her.
On the night of the murder, was Anna at home?
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
That day. The day she died. I stayed over at a friend's place. If only I'd been here, Anna might not have gone through...
Where did you stay that night?
I was...
Aha. So, in other words, you have no idea what Anna was up to that night.
That's wrong! She wasn't the kind of girl that would walk around at night. She was always dancing under the sun. Yes, under the pouring sunshine, like this.
Zach, look. A key fell from Anna's dress. Maybe we can use this to get into Anna's room. Sorry, Sally, but we're going to have to take a look in there. She was at an age that craves excitement. Doesn't matter what town you're from. Girls will be girls. You know, Zach, in this wonderful country of ours, There are no good old-fashioned towns left. None at all. Day 1. Today is the day of the ceremony, and I'm a little nervous about it. Day 2. The first time he used it on me, it was so amazing, so exhilarating. Day 3. He doesn't let anything slip. I'm really worried about Becky. Day 4. Delivery man Q won't be able to protect Becky. So that's the last page written. It's very interesting. You can learn a lot from a diary. So we have this unnamed he, Becky, and this delivery man Q. Zach, this could be more interesting than I thought.
Where did you get that?
Becky gave it to me. She also told me to tell you that she can't accept it.
Can't accept it? What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like, Quint. I think she was extremely worried about you. I'm just guessing, but she's been giving you the plants to make the red powder, hasn't she? Then you rode your bike out of town. You went on a trip, and you sold the powder somehow. You bought that ring with the money. That's why she gave me the ring. She wants to stop you from making any more trips. She doesn't want you to get involved anymore with this.
But I did all this for her. I started out delivering because I wanted the extra cash. But you know, things like this change over time. As you can see, her family is loaded and I live in a trailer house. She's out of my league, you know? And so I wanted to be the kind of guy she could be with.
Quint, you already are. You didn't need money for that.
Have things gone too far? Because of me?
Not at all, Quint. You can do things over. You're still young.
Can you hold off on arresting me, just for a little while? I want to apologize to her. And promise her that I'll never carry that junk again. Just give me a little time. Please? I'll turn myself in once I've talked to her, okay?
Zach, what is he talking about?
Huh?
Why would I arrest an innocent youth such as yourself? Quint, I'm busy with a murder investigation here. We can talk about health food another time, okay? If you really want to confess, you could always try a church. What do you think, Zach?
It isn't much, but I want you to take this as a thank you gift.
Zach, another young life saved. Good job.
Aw, man, that hasn't happened for a while.
Did I do something bad?
Well, yeah, bad for me, but good for you, you lucky son of a gun.
I'm not sure that I follow you.
You just broke the record I set a few years ago.
That's so.
Hey man, show a little more excitement, will ya? Are all FBI agents as stuffy as you? Anyway, I had no idea you were so good at darts. When did you start playing?
I started when I came to this town.
Since you came to Greenvale? You're kidding, right? The thing about darts, you know, is that it's 20% technique, and the remaining 80% is all in the head. You need a powerful mind that's able to concentrate for long periods of time. You see, humans can only concentrate on one thing for so long, so you have to really stay focused and concentrate on the moment you release the dart. You must have a very powerful mind.
We went through mental training at Quantico.
Hey, here's your prize.
What's this for?
For getting the highest score. You won't see many of these around. Take good care of it.
What's wrong, Polly? You look a little tired.
I'm fine. Well, it's just that I was cleaning up my room, and so many memories came flooding back to me.
Memories?
Oh, my dear! Mr. Morgan, that's not the kind of question you should ask a lady.
Now that's a pretty girl. I wonder who she is. Polly's daughter, perhaps? Maybe a granddaughter. Might be worth asking her. Polly, about this picture.
Oh, that's me when I was young.
Well, that's that.
What about it, Mr. Morgan?
Oh, nothing. Forget it.
Oh, it brings back memories. There was a Miss Greenvale contest in town.
And I was so young and daring. I entered the contest, you see. It's embarrassing just thinking about it now.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You look beautiful in this picture.
Yes, yes. And the food was just wonderfully delicious.
So, Polly, where's the trophy?
Oh, Mr. Morgan, I never said that I became Miss Greenvale. There were no trophies for second place.
You mean this pretty girl in this picture was second place? So who won first place?
Are you serious, Mr. Morgan? It couldn't be more obvious. It was Sigourney.
Sigourney? The lady with the pot?
Now she was beautiful. All the men in town were crazy about her. Well, of course, aside from my husband, that is.
Oh, you should quit smoking, Mr. Morgan.
That's right, Polly.
Well, thanks for bringing back such a wonderful memory. I can't give you this picture, but please, take this instead.
Now that's one story I won't be forgetting for a while. Hey, Fiona. What are you reading today?
A medical textbook.
That's good. Keep studying like that, and I'm sure Usha will notice.
Really? It would be great if he did. I've been studying a lot recently, and I bet I know more than you.
Are you trying to challenge me here?
I sure am. You want to take the challenge? I can quiz you, you know.
Sounds fun, Fiona.
Okay then, here are the rules for this quiz. Answer 3 multiple-choice questions correctly in a row, and you win.
Bring it on.
Then just let me know when you're ready to start. You want me to start the quiz? Get ready then. Question 1. Correct! But that was only the warm-up. Here comes question 2. Correct again! But now, time to bring out the big guns. Question 3. That can't be. Why? How? I thought those questions were pretty tough.
I'm sorry, Fiona. Was it childish of me to answer them all correctly?
No, but it's childish of you to stand there smiling like a winner.
I hate to admit it, but you win, Agent. Here, take this as a prize.
Aw, man. I don't feel like studying anymore right now. This makes it your 6th time. To thank you for being one of our best customers. Today, you get the special service. Here we go. Ooh. Bubbles. Washing cars is fun. Shiny. Looks pretty. Up there. Ooh, that was fun. Come again. I'll give you the special service every time from now on. See ya!
Zach, that was some aggressive car washing. She's crazy. Like a cat in heat. You may have liked it, but I never want to go through that again. Jack, here's the Ben Franklin you wanted.
Give it to me. Hey there, Benjamin. I wanted to talk to you. Have you heard this yet? I'll tell you another one when I see you again.
Zach, did you see that? It was as if we weren't here. I wonder what that was all about. Did it make sense to you?
Benjamin, my good buddy. Listen up. I got something new to tell you. I'll tell you another one when I see you again. I've been waiting for you, Benjamin. I've got a good one for you today. Don't go round spreading this one. I'll tell you another one when I see you again. Benjamin, today's a big day. I'm one lucky fella now, ain't I? Thanks to this monkey in a suit, I got 10 of you now. Makes working for an honest dollar look pretty bad now, don't it? With this green, I'm gonna get me a new muffler. I better get over to the general's and look for one. Reminds me, man, that general. He was going on about some high-fly car that just came in. Said it was the car that FB idiot drove into town with. Must be a sweet-sounding ride, though. I bet with a little tuning it would run pretty smooth. Ah, what do I care? It ain't my thing.
Zach, I think I understood what he was talking about. My car is at the general's junkyard. Let's get over there and see if we can get it repaired. I don't care what it's going to cost. That car has sentimental value. You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Compliments do nothing. I strive to meet my ideals. Others may judge my results.
The words of a true craftsman. Your job must be your hobby.
No, I have another hobby.
You do? Aside from work? Tell me then, what is it?
It's nothing special. Since I was a kid, I always liked to collect cards.
Cards? Like trading cards?
That's right.
That reminds me. I got this one after I came to this town.
This is a precious one. Where did you get it?
I picked it up around here somewhere. I didn't really think much of it.
I see. Then how about a trade?
A trade?
Here's an idea. As a collector, I just love looking at rare cards. I'd love to take a look at the cards you have. I won't take them from you. And I'll give you something, depending on how many you show me.
You'll pay me just to look at my cards. You really must be a card freak, huh?
Will you show me your cards?
Of course.
You've got more than 8. I've never seen any of them before. I appreciate you showing them to me. Here's a little something, as promised. If you find any new cards, come show them to me, will you? Wait. Looks like you got a few more cards. Show them to me. Looks like you have more than 16 here. That's very impressive. I appreciate you showing them to me. Here's a little something, as promised. Hold on to it, okay? If you find any new cards, come show them to me, will you? Hey, hold on. You got more cards. More than 32, actually. How did you find so many all at once? I appreciate you showing them to me. Here's a little something, as promised. That'll give you more life when you wear it. Hold on to it, okay? If you find any new cards, come show them to me, will you? Hold on a moment. You got more cards. More than 48. You've done well. I appreciate you showing them to me. Here's a little something, as promised. That'll help you with your heart rate when you wear it. Hold on to it, okay? If you find any new cards, come show them to me, will you? Hey, you got more cards? Where did you find all these? 64 cards. That's a full set. I never expected to be able to see a full set of these cards. I appreciate you showing them to me. Here's a little something, as promised. That light sword was a top-secret weapon developed by the U.S. Army. Just read the manual before trying to use it. Hold on to it, okay? And thank you for showing me the full set.
Now then, young fella, how do you feel about your current vehicle?
My vehicle? It's a piece of crap, but I'm not here to talk about that.
Then how about a little treasure hunt? Listen up, young man. My junkyard is actually a mountain of treasure. All kinds of treasure lies in those mountains of junk. The problem is, there's so many, I've lost track of where everything is. You've caught on already. I can see it in your eyes. I need you to head out in the yard and find certain things for me. If you help me out, I'll customize your car a little.
What are you talking about?
Didn't I tell you to shut up and listen to your superiors? Now will you do it or not?
I don't see any reason to refuse.
Well said. First, I'll need some low gear parts. With that, I'll be able to boost the engine of your car. You'll find one around E5. Go! Don't just stand there, get going! This is it. This will save your life someday, son.
You sure know how to exaggerate.
You imbecile. Engine boost is vital for bringing back soldiers alive from war.
Engine boost?
Of course. Engine boost is the basis of everything. Let me tell you a war story, son. I was leading my unit at the very front line. Things were bad, and sanitary conditions were worse. Endless guerrilla attacks were stripping us of our manpower. Everyone was tired to their limits. There was one sergeant who really rubbed me the wrong way. The boys like to call him Crybaby Timothy. He really gave me headaches, I can tell you.
How?
Just by breathing. His posture was bad. He was weak, slow, easily distracted. I have no idea who thought he was capable of combat in a war zone. He endangered the lives of every member of the unit. Stomach pains. The worst stomach ache ever. Every one of us. It was just cooking. He was using food that was contaminated. I flew into the dugout toilet like an Apache chopper returning to base. I have to tell you, it was a close call. My engine was boosting. And that's what got me there safely, right in the nick of time.
What happened to the unit?
You really want to know? It was a terrible sight. Powerful, athletic men reduced to walking dead. Blinking like crazy, shaking with pain. Their confidence and self-esteem were all crushed. They almost didn't recover.
An interesting story.
So you see the need for engine boost now, do you? I'll keep my side of the promise and get to work on your vehicle.
That badge on him is for a sergeant. Looks like it was sewn on something else before it was sewn onto his shirt. I wonder what that's all about.
I put in longer pistons and optimized your lower gears. That should add boost to your speed when you accelerate. But there's still plenty of stuff I can do to make your car go faster. Just come see me again and I'll customize your car a little more. You have potential, soldier. I want you to take a look around J10. I'll need high gear parts. They should be around there somewhere. If you can find them and bring them back to me, I'll be able to increase the top speed of your vehicle.
Now that sounds like a plan.
It's a fail-proof plan, soldier. You must learn to trust your superiors.
Around J10, then.
Your orders are clear. Now roll out! This is it. This will save your life someday, son.
What's the story this time?
Speed determines everything on the battlefield, life or death.
You're not going to tell me another story about stomach pains, are you?
Son, I told you already. Don't mock your superiors. It's a very serious story this time. It starts with a question. Why did we lose the battle? We had firepower and the air support in the beginning. But looking at the results of a war of attrition, we learned a lesson. We lacked speed when speed was needed. It was our superiors' fault. We should have carried out a swifter attack. That would have saved more of our soldiers. Although Crybaby Timothy was doomed either way.
You really hated that sergeant, didn't you?
Don't talk to me with that tone, boy. Words cannot describe how much I hated him. I was at war with a crybaby. No one has enough lives to survive that. He poisoned us with our own food, washed all our weapons with soap and water, launched a signal flare thinking it was a firework. set off countless traps laid by the enemy. More than half of the unit had to return home sick because of him.
I don't know how much of this to believe.
Believe as much as you like. I'll keep my side of the promise and get to work on your vehicle.
Well, if he hates that sergeant so much, why does he keep talking about him? And would a general really even have direct contact with a sergeant? Questions keep mounting.
I've increased your exhaust and optimized your higher gears. That means you can drive at a faster top speed. But there's still plenty of stuff I can do to make your car go faster. Just come see me again and I'll customize your car a little more.
You mentioned that there's still some room to customize my car.
Ah, yes I did. I think your gas tank could do with a boost, don't you? A larger tank would mean you can go farther with one fill-up.
That would be great.
In which case, you need to find a scrap tank. I think there's one around N5.
Okay.
This will be the last enhancement you can make to your vehicle. So get out there and find it. This is it. This will save your life someday, son.
General.
Imbecile.
Shut up and listen to your superiors, right?
That's right. This will be my last story for you, too. Toward the end of the war, I found myself alone in enemy territory. It was thick jungle, and I couldn't call for support. I was up the creek without a paddle, a boat, or even a life jacket. Eventually, weakened by hunger and thirst, I was reduced to crawling. Death was closing in. I could feel it. More than anything, I longed for water. I fell to the ground. Water filled my mind, my thoughts. That's all I wanted. I should have died there. I wasn't moving. My last wish for a drink unfulfilled. I should have died, but as you can see, I didn't. When I awoke, my throat was moist. I saw another man collapsed at my side. There were spots of water by his feet. From the look of things, he brought water to me cupped in his hands, making trip after trip to the river.
Who was it?
Sergeant Timothy. That crybaby Timothy. He was dead. Shot by the enemy. Later I won battle after battle. I guess luck was on my side as well. Before I knew it, I was promoted to general. But in my heart there was a hole. A gaping hole. I believe I died that day on the battlefield. I died with crybaby Timothy. Anyway, that's my last war story for you. Time for your final customization.
So that explains why he's wearing a sergeant's badge on him. Time kept flowing for him, and he kept moving up in rank. But inside of him, time stopped a long time ago. We didn't get any info out of him about the Raincoat Killer. At least his war stories solved one of the mysteries of this town. Let's leave him alone. I doubt he knows anything about the case at hand.
That'll increase the amount of gas your car can carry. You remind me of my men. They had a strong sense of justice. Those idiots. Don't stop. Eyes forward. And laugh. Ha!
General, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it? Before you ask, though, I can't customize your car anymore.
No, it's not about that.
I heard you've got my other car here. The one I drove to Greenvale.
Your car? So that high-spec beauty was yours?
Yes. I was wondering, if you could fix it up for me. I won't mind if it costs me a bunch to get it repaired.
Quite important to you, is it, this car? Very well, then. If you're willing to pay, I'll do the work for you. Okay, thank you very much. It's gonna take a while to carry out the repairs, though. Go and get a good night's sleep and come back soon, why don't you? Once it's done, I'll put it out front. Just use this key and take it. Don't worry. I may not look it, but I'm pretty darn good at what I do.
It feels so great to be back in my own car, Zach. Remember when I bought this beauty? We took it for a spin together. But in the end, all we did was circle a few blocks and return home. Hardly worth starting the engine for, really. The General did a good job, though, didn't he? Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot. It's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Could you explain what you're talking about?
What are you rambling on about? My pot's getting cold as we speak. Hurry! Hurry!
Zach, I guess we're going to have to drive her home. But I wonder what happens when her pot gets cold.
Oh, thanks to you, my pot is still warm.
I'm glad to hear that.
Don't get so excited, will you? Keep your voice down.
What, are you going to tell me a secret?
The pot knows everything. Hears all. If you can't find the person you are looking for, you need to look at things from a different angle. There is only one truth, but more than one is always visible. Like cooking a stew. Mix things in and wait for it to boil together. Just make sure it doesn't get burnt. And keep an eye on it. You have to gently mix it sometimes and wait until it's ready. Listen carefully. The best stew is a stew that is boiled slowly. Oh my! My pot is getting cold again! Did you have to talk so long? Oh!
Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot, it's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Okay, no problem. By the way, what's in the pot?
Does that really matter? Now let's get going. Hurry!
Once we get her home, Zach, let's ask her again.
Oh, thanks to you, my pot is still warm.
So tell me, Sigourney, just what is in the pot?
You really want to know, don't you?
Yes, very much.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't tell you. The pot has to make that decision, not me.
Okay. Then I need to get to know the pot better first, right?
That's right. In life, you can't skip steps. You have to take one step at a time, and take the proper steps. For all actions, there is a reaction.
If you ask the pot will answer. It's that simple.
There's truth to what you say.
Yes, the pot is full of truth. If you want to meet the person you are searching for, you have to ask the pot. Listen carefully. The more steps it takes to cook a stew, the better it tastes when it's cooked.
Oh my! My pot is getting cold again! Did you have to talk so long? Oh!
Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot, it's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Yes, okay. I need to get to know the pot better first.
That's right. Now hurry up. My pot is getting cold.
Zach, this is all for getting to know the pot better.
Oh, thanks to you, my pot is still warm.
I did my best. So does the pot have anything to say?
Why don't you ask yourself? Well, do you hear it?
No, I don't.
I'm surprised. You're a lot more hard-headed than I thought. I used to be a teacher, you know. That's when I realized the truth of the pot. Standing at the front of the class and looking at all those students, it's like looking into a pot full of different ingredients.
A pot in a classroom. I don't get it. In fact, I think I'm getting farther away from understanding.
Well, that's a shame. But don't give up. You're a person that can taste the different ingredients. Listen carefully. The best stew is one with plenty of different ingredients in it.
Oh my! My pot is getting cold again! Did you have to talk so long? Oh!
Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot, it's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Here we go again. But it's okay. I need to get to know more about the pot, after all.
Very well then. Hurry up! Look! My pot is getting cold!
Zach, has she been roaming farther and farther away from her home? Is she testing us, perhaps?
Oh, thanks to you, my pot is still warm.
We somehow made it in time. But Sigourney, I just have to ask. If you don't want the pot to get cold, why don't you just stay at home?
Shh! Quiet! Don't say things like that out loud. You don't want people to hear you like that, do you?
Sorry. I was just wondering.
I want the pot to get a breath of fresh outside air.
Fresh air.
I had a very wild student once. I was forced to lock him in the punishment room many times. But he didn't improve at all. In fact, he just got worse. We all hate being locked up in a stuffy room, don't we? The same goes for the pot. I'd feel bad for leaving the pot locked up in the house all day. It's the same for your job, too, isn't it? The more you chase, the more the criminals run. You hear? The best stew is one that isn't overboiled. pot is getting cold again! Did you have to talk so long? Oh!
Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot, it's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Okay, but just give me a minute. When do you think I'll be friendly enough with the pot?
This is the last time. So go! Hurry! What'll you do if my pot goes cold?
Did you hear that, Zack? This is the last time. The mystery of the pot shall soon be answered.
Now, get the car going! My house is over by the lake. 3, 2, 1, go! Why aren't we there yet? Could you step on it? If we go this slow, my pot is going to get cold. Why aren't we there yet? Could you step on it? If we go this slow, my pot is going to get cold. Why aren't we there yet? Could you step on it? If we go this slow, my pot is going to get cold. Why aren't we there yet? Could you step on it? If we go this slow, my pot is going to get cold. Oh, thanks to you, my pot is still warm.
We made it somehow. Do you think the pot will open up to me a little?
Ask the pot yourself.
I will. Hey there. Will you tell me what you have inside?
Well, did you hear it?
I did.
What did the pot say?
I heard it say, "Take my lid off." Are you sure?
Of course. This conversation is between you and the pot, after all. Go ahead. Oh, you're reminding me of my graduation.
Sigourney.
Huh?
I'm not going to open it. Mysteries are intriguing because of the mystery. I want to keep this one an eternal mystery.
Are you sure?
Yes. I've made up my mind.
Then you have truly come to the truth. I knew you were a fine student. But you must never tell anyone else what you have learned here today.
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know? Looks like someone else can't sleep around here. But why leave such a comfy grave?
A wild dog took bones from the grave.
Are there many wild dogs around here?
Someone dug up grave.
So a grave robber started it. And then in comes the wild dog.
Skull, breastbone, hip bone, left hand, left leg, right leg, 7 bones. Taken by dog. Agent, could you find them? I can't. But need them. Back.
You're the keeper of the graveyard. I understand your disposition, but I have my own job to do.
Please, Agent, look for bones. I can't leave here. Please. I beg you.
Zach, he's a really persistent guy when he wants to be. Very well. I'll make a mental note to help him.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 6 more.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 5 more.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 4 more.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 3 more.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 2 more. Almost there.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. 1 more. The last.
Is this one of them?
That is a bone. Thank you. That's all. Agent, thank you. Thank you.
Now I can sleep again.
This key.
A key? For what?
My house. Downtown. Big house. The door. The key in my back garden. A treasure. Take it. Go and look. For yourself.
Mm.